Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today. Let's talk today about how you can really increase the performance of your team by using coaching skills to enhance psychological safety. So, psychological safety is what your team members experience at the workplace because you make each member feel that they can be heard and that you welcome their input. Your team does not have to worry that they'll get crucified if they make a mistake, and they don't have to keep quiet when there is bad news. They trust that you will take it and focus on how to move ahead. This describes the presence of psychological safety in your team. And most importantly, research demonstrates that in teams where members feel psychologically safe, they don't fear speaking up because they know you won't bite off their head overtly by shouting or demeaning them, or covertly by using sarcasm or humor to embarrass them. In such teams, where there is psychological safety, studies demonstrate increased creativity and productivity because the higher levels of trust and confidence that each team member feels. And as a senior leader, aren't these the things that you want in your team? Because if the team creativity, productivity, engagement, motivation increases, guess whose performance and rating as a leader increases? Now, one of the ways that a team leader creates psychological safety with the members of his or her team is having coaching conversations that are specifically designed to make the team member feel heard and respected. It's also the space, that's the conversation, it's also the space within which any misunderstanding or hurt that has happened over the previous period in the heat of operations can be diffused or resolved, and ideas shared on how to make things better. So the questions that follow in our conversation today are designed to do this. You can have one conversation in which you can include as many questions that you see are appropriate, or you can make a few of these questions a part of all your meetings. Mix and match and see what works best for you. Now remember, you can't fake psychological safety or create it if it is not authentic to you. You must believe in it yourself, and this probably means that you need to work with your own coach or counselor to deal with your own fears, insecurities, and the emotional baggage that can get in the way. These questions work when there is a genuine effort on your part to build an ethos of trust and openness within your team. Now, you don't have to be perfect, however, your heart must be in place. So let's start. When you're meeting individually with each team member, ask the following questions, either in a specific meeting designed as a coaching session in which you use these questions, or incorporate these questions within your regular meeting, perhaps at the start or at the end. Question number 1. Which aspects of your project or deliverables in the next 30 days are worrying you the most, and why? Question number 2. What is one stumbling block that might derail you in the next 30 days? Question number 3. What specific support do you need from your colleagues in the leadership team to ensure that you meet your 30-day goals? And number 4, what can I do specifically to help you meet your goals? These 4 questions set the tone for a discussion that is future-focused, solution-oriented, and one that does not focus on pinning the blame or covering one's backside. And I'll repeat these 4 questions again for you. So as you ask these questions, remember to listen without interruption or arguing back. Focus on understanding what is the intention or emotion behind what your person is saying. Here are the questions. Number 1. Which aspect of your project or deliverables in the next 30 days are worrying you the most, and why? Number 2. What is the one stumbling block that might derail you in the next 30 days? Number 3. What specific support do you need from your colleague or colleagues in the leadership team to ensure that you meet your 30-day goals? And number 4.
What can I do specifically to help you meet your goals? There will be some more questions and I'll make sure that I repeat them at least twice so it will help you if you're taking notes. So these don't have to be long meetings. Once you make these questions a part of your interaction inventory, you will get amazing results in just short laser-focused sessions. Once you use these 4 questions, you will see that the open nature of the dialogue has been set in. Now it's time to deepen the level of the interaction. So the next 3 questions, see how they fit in. So the next 3 questions are, how can we improve the communication process between us? Number 2, what feedback would you like from me? And number 3, is there anything else on your mind that you'd like to share with me? You can use these 3 questions at the end of every meeting, every conversation, just as a general, just make it part of your inventory. Just make it part of your inventory and you will see the results, because they all are coaching questions that are designed to create psychological safety. So the 3 questions that come after, towards the end in every meeting or at the end of the first 4 questions are, how can we improve the communication process between us? What feedback would you like from me? Is there anything else on your mind that you'd like to share with me? Now, if you and your team is not used to the intimacy and openness that these questions encourage, then be aware that you will not have people responding in great detail the first time you try them out. But don't give up. Consistency is key. Keep asking them in different ways at appropriate times with the right intention, and you will find that your team members quickly feel safe enough to answer, especially because they find that as you listen, you make notes, you don't argue back, and you don't get defensive, and you don't bite their heads off. Now, if you're in a team that is where there is already a level of comfort and trust within your team, then see how the use of these coaching questions increases the psychological safety meter within your team. So the questions that we have covered so far are best suited for individual conversations, though you can also use them in small team meetings. Now, the following questions are especially powerful when you are interacting with your team together. So the questions are, and I'll repeat them twice. What are your key concerns as a team? Number 2, what can we do to improve the communication process or alignment within the leadership team? Number 3, what are the areas of disconnect that you feel in the team? How can I resolve them? The next one, how can we function more effectively as a team? And the last one, what do I need to improve upon as a team leader? So let me repeat the questions again. These are the questions that you use when you're working with more than one person in your team. What are your key concerns as a team? What can we do to improve the communication process or alignment within the leadership team? You can use either communication process or alignment depending on the context and what works best for you. Number 3, what are the areas of disconnect that you feel in the team? How can I resolve them? How can we function more effectively as a team? And the last one, what do I need to improve upon as a team leader? It's vital that you listen openly, not debate or argue back, and certainly not lose your cool. Your team will be watching very closely, and if they experience you as a leader who is willing to listen and engage, that's when they will start to feel safe. Of course, this does not mean that you have to do everything that the team members want or suggest. The essential element is for you to listen and for them to feel safe to express their ideas and concerns. As the leader, you decide what the course of action is and share with your team. Remember to thank them for their input and, if appropriate, explain the rationale for your decision or action. At times they may not be happy, but they will respect the process and you. So as we bring our conversation to a close, our goal was to understand the concept and importance of psychological safety in creating high-performance team. Research demonstrates that psychological safety enhances team performance. And my focus was to share questions that you can use, and these questions are from our executive coaching practice, and these will help you build and nurture psychological safety with your team. Over the last decade and a half, we've seen how these questions have helped leaders improve their leadership impact and the climate within their team. So use the questions as often as appropriate. Make a conscious and planned effort to include them in your meetings, and you will see how psychological safety in your team increases. Good luck.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.